During his proclamation, President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr. asked for Filipino support and reiterated his battle cry for unity.
So I ask you all, pray for me, wish me well. I want to do well because when a president does well, the country does well. And I want to do well for this country.
3 weeks after the historic 2022 elections, Filipinos are getting a better view of the incoming administration as Marcos's cabinet continues to take shape. But many posts are still vacant. Tonight, we talk to 3 political analysts on who could make it to BBM's list and help us set our expectations on the next president's first 100 days in office. Good evening, I'm Pia Ontiveros. Welcome to your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. First, let's talk about Bongbong Marcos's current cabinet composition. Our guests here in the studio, Edwin Lacerda, former presidential spokesperson for former President Noynoy Aquino, and joining us via Zoom, political analyst Ed Tayao, and advertising and PR executive bigwig, Greg Garcia. Hello, everyone. Edwin, hi.
Hello, Tito Pia.
Naman.
Hello,
Ano to,
Pia. Good
comedy?
evening.
Hi,
Hello,
Professor
everybody.
Ed. Hi, and Sir Greg, thank you very much for being with us. So let's talk first about
pleasure.
let's talk about the cabinet composition. We're going to show that to you on air in graphics form. Edwin, let's begin with you. So far, what do you think of all the appointments?
Well, except for one or two, all the appointees are pretty good, coming from the UP school, and it's very similar, or it resembles the cabinet of ERA, who also got his economic team from the UP School of Economics.
Yeah. Pag sinasabi bang UP school,
May ano
parang
yan,
walang kokontra, ganon?
you can't contradict them. At least at the very least, they came off as well chosen. Because UP School is the best, pardon to Ateneo, but it's the best
Say that again,
school of
pardon to-
economics.
Ano ang pinag-uusapan natin dito in championship ba? What?
But it's really good. If you get UP School of... We also, under the administration of Pinoy, we also got professors from UP School. So at least, at the very least, you won't go wrong.
And then you said except one or two. Who are you referring to?
No, let's just keep it quiet na lang. But pretty controversial, just to say the least. Unexpected.
Unexpected or expected?
Well, unexpected because the promise of President-elect Bongbong Marcos is unity, and they have sown disunity and, not gossip, but away with respect to the other candidates. So, but by and large, I would say that he made very good choices in the respective cabinet portfolio.
All right. Let's speak to Ed Tayao. Ed, what do you think?
Well, I will only echo what Sec Edwin already mentioned. More than being professors from the University of the Philippines, mga experience na yung mga yan. No? They've been in government not only in one administration, no, but some even had been there for 2 administrations. So the experience is there. So there is a track record. So I suppose we can expect that they know what they're going to do.
And you don't have any questions or any problem with any of the appointees?
Well, syempre, it's a mixed reaction. Again, some of the latter appointees, for lack of a better term, no, unexpected names, so to speak, because most of the appointments have their backgrounds, no, have their qualifications to speak of. Itong mga iba, it's a surprising choice, no? But when it comes to appointments, dalawa naman palaging consideration yan, eh, no? Qualification, and of course, if if you are known personally by the appointing
Of course,
power.
very important. Pero yung mga unexpected, yung mga iba, who are you referring to? Can you share that with us?
Mabuti pa, tahimik na nga rin lang.
Ba't kayo ganyan ni Edwin? Para pang ayaw niya.
Bago pa lang yung administrasyon, bibigyan mo na lang yan. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt.
Wala pa ngang first 100 days, ano? Okay. So you'd rather not speak about it. Okay. Sir Greg Garcia.
Well, I think the recent appointments were really dynamic, and I think they accomplished to me four things. Now, number one is the appointments signal the sincerity of BBM to make good on his promise, which is sabay-sabay tayo babangon muli. No? Number two, I think they belie the doomsday scenario that was being peddled by the opposition, that this is going to be a terrible government. Number three, I think they send a message that the country will be in good hands because by and large, the appointments were good. And number four, I think they have temporarily silenced the perpetual critics.
So pleasantly surprised. Everyone's pleasantly surprised. And you don't have any problem with any of them, sorry.
Well, all of us will have our own personal opinions, but I think you have to look at it from the general perspective. You can see that politics did not play a key role in the appointments. No?
All right, we're going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the portfolios that still need to be filled. Still, our guests here in the studio, Edwin Lacerda, and via Zoom, Ed Tayao and Greg Garcia. Be back after a quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Politics as Usual. Earlier, we asked our analysts about Marcos's appointments. Now let's talk about their bets for the vacant departments, soon to be filled portfolios. So our guests here in the studio, Edwin Lacerda, and via Zoom, Ed Tayao and Greg Garcia. Now I'm standing here in front of our True Touch screen because, as you can see, I've always wanted to be a teacher. So we have a board here, and I'm going to be writing yung mga preferences or who they think should be the secretary for that department, or ano yung info nila, no, kung sino yung ma-appoint. So here on the screen, let me explain it first. No? So we have Department of Agriculture, the Department of Agrarian Reform, or DAR, DOE, Energy, DNR, Department of Environment, DFA, Foreign Affairs, HUD-C, Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, DOH, Health Department, CHED, Commission on Higher Education, NSA, National Security Advisor, DND, Defense Department, DOST, Science, DOTR, Transportation. And then we have the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is for what Edwin is going to say, the names that Edwin's going to say. Number 2 for Ed Tayao, and number 3 for Greg Garcia. So let's begin with Edwin. Edwin, for agriculture, who do you think it's going to be, or what information, or
I have no information, obviously, but one good guy that could be Secretary of Agriculture is the Undersecretary of Policy and Planning, Serrano. He's been with the
Serrano?
DA. Serrano.
What's his first name?
Segfredo Serrano.
Serrano. Okay.
He's been with the DA since 2005, so he's very familiar with what works and what doesn't work. So if he gets to be the cabinet secretary in charge, he can implement his policies.
Okay. Edwin, what about DAR, Agrarian Reform?
Me, I'll go for my colleague.
Sino?
Si De Los Reyes.
Oh, okay. What's his first name?
Because
He was DAR secretary nung panahon
He's
ng
our
Pinoy
secretary,
Law.
yes. He's an expert talaga on agrarian reform, and he was very, very familiar with, and he knows the pitfalls. It's hard to get someone because that's a very controversial department. You've got to deal with a lot of farmers.
Landlords.
Who?
Landlords. You have to deal with landlords.
Yes, landlords.
Where is he now? Where's...
He's a dean of De La Salle Law School.
Okay, all right. DOE, Energy.
DOE, I forgot.
You forgot. We can skip it muna. DNR, Environment.
I have no...
Wala.
DFA, DFA would go for Ambassador Manalo.
Rosario
He's
Manalo.
The son of Rosario Manalo, Ricky.
Ricky Manalo. Where is he now?
He's the permanent representative to the UN. I mean,
Okay.
the ideal would be Babes Romualdez, but I understand that President-elect asked him to stay in DC
Stay
for one
put
more
muna,
year.
oo.
Oo.
US Ambassador.
Yeah.
All right. HUD-C?
One good lady there is our HUD-C, the one of Binay, si Darlene Berberabe, the wife
Berberabe.
of Samboy Lim.
Okay.
She was very good there in HUDCC.
Where is she now, Ian?
I have no idea. She's in the private sector, maybe.
DOH Health.
Direct. Let's bring back Direct, especially with the COVID still around.
All right. CHED?
Ched is Ray Laguda. He's very good DepEd career guy.
DepEd ngayon. Okay. NSA, National Security Advisor.
You know, Manny Bautista, the former chief of staff, used to be NSA under the Duterte administration.
Okay. Manny Bautista. DND.
What I heard is they're going to extend Lorenzana for a year because they're looking at Gibo as
Gibo. Yeah. Okay. So extend Del Lorenzana, which is the info anyway. DOST, science.
Mahar Lagmay.
Really?
He's a
Okay.
good guy. He's
Yeah.
homegrown.
And very popular, no?
Yeah.
All right. DOTR, transport.
Oh, sorry. DOE, I'd get si Jocot de Dios.
Jocot?
Jocot de Dios. He used to be the USEC under GMA.
Okay. J. De Dios.
Yes.
And he's there. He's still there now. You
No,
said.
he's in the private sector.
Okay, that's energy. We went back to
Right.
energy. DOST, Mahar Lagmay. DOTR, transportation.
I would get Timmy Limcahuco.
Tim Limcauco.
He's the brother of...
Dodi?
He's the nephew of Dodi Limcahuco. He's the
Okay.
brother of the head of BPI now.
Okay, where is he now?
He has his own private business, but he used to be the undersecretary in DOTR. He was in charge of the greenfield, meaning exploring new investment or new areas of development under DOTR.
Okay, we have about 4 minutes, correct? Producers, control. Now we have about 3 minutes, but we're going to go to Ed Tayao, and then Ed. So we'll go through this list. If we don't finish, we're going to continue sa next block. Ed Tayao. So let's start with Department of Agriculture. Who's your bet or your info?
Honestly, I have not much info with the supposed appointees. Ang narinig ko lang dyan sa DA is the retention of Secretary William Dar.
Or parang gusto niyang ma-retain?
Yeah, I heard that there are some recommendations for him to be retained, but there are also reactions from within na wag siya ma-retain. So let's see how they are going to work with those mixed recommendations.
Ed, ito pwede namang either your info or your preference or who you think should be there. So, Dar, agrarian reform.
I really have no idea as
Nako, there goes the Zoom signal. Nawala ba yung nawala. Okay. Sige, let's go first to Sir Greg Garcia, if you don't mind.
Here I am.
Yeah. Sir Greg, save us. Okay, let's begin. Let's start with the Department of Agriculture. Your info or your preference?
I don't know who will be appointed, but my preference, and I don't have a name, but I think they should get from the private sector a logistics guy. It's more logistics than knowledge of agriculture.
Okay.
Because you can get the knowledge from people in the agriculture anyway.
Okay. So, basta private sector.
Private sector, yeah.
Logistics. All right.
Logistics,
yeah.
I think, is important.
Okay. Let's put that in open and close parentheses.
Yeah.
Dar, agrarian reform.
I have no idea on that's to me ang tawag ito black hole for me. I don't think about it.
Or kahit yung preference nyo, yung sino yung gusto nyo, sino yung sa tingin nyo pwede. So wala, no? None for Dar.
Wala. Yeah, blank for me there. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Energy department? Anybody?
I think they should, nobody, but again, they should get from the private sector, somebody who's involved already in either in energizing or in distribution.
Okay. Do you have someone in mind?
Somebody. I have. I don't want to mention him because he's a relative.
No, please go ahead. It's just us here in the studio and
No, the guy who
taxes.
used to be with Siemens, who used to head Siemens here, he's very deep rooted in energy, so he understands,
Yeah.
the whole gamut of energy.
So you named
His
his
name is,
company. Why don't you just name him na rin?
Well, his name is Jorel Nuida, so he's a
Jordan?
young guy. Jorel Nuida.
Nuida, Nuida.
Yeah. The first name is Jorel, as in Superman,
Okay.
Jorel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nuida. All right.
Because he understands the business, so,
Yeah, okay. We're going to have to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking to Greg Garcia and Ed Tayaw about their preferences or their information about who should be on this list. Be right back. On our final stretch, let's pick up where we left off. Greg Garcia telling us who he wants to see or his suggestions for the Marcos cabinet. Sir Greg, DNR?
I would get somebody from natural resources rather than environment.
Okay.
This is going to be controversial, but I would get somebody from the mining industry.
Oh, mining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what we need. We need more of somebody who understands natural resources rather than, in fact, it conflicts, diba? How can you take advantage of natural resources when you think of environment? There's a bit of a conflict there, but I would get somebody like Jerry Brimo, who understands mining and natural resources. But by putting a miner there, he would be more careful in looking at the mining industry.
Yeah, and well, he would know it like the back of his hand, so to resurrect the mining industry also. All right, DFA, Sir Greg?
I would either retain Teddy Boy or get Babe Romualdez.
Would Teddy Boy want to be retained? So
Yeah,
Teddy
but
Boy,
he's he did well, so
Yeah.
for me.
yes.
Either Teddy Boy or Babe. I think Babe, except that he's probably a relative, but
Yeah.
he deserves to be the DFA secretary.
Oh. Pero the info nga is that he's going to stay for a year, but well, let's see. Hadsi,
let's
you have
see, yeah.
anybody for Hadsi? None?
Leland Berabe, I think it was mentioned also earlier by, who mentioned it? Somebody. Erwin. But yeah, Leland is such a terrific person when it comes to housing.
Sorry, the name is
Edwin.
Len?
No, si Darlene Berabe.
Darlene. Okay. So,
Yeah,
okay.
si Leland, yeah. Good choice on. I think
Berabe.
Edwin mentioned her name
Yes,
also.
yes, he did. Health Department.
I would get Dr. Edsel Saldana.
Talaga? Salvania?
Yeah.
Talaga? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Ched. I wish we had more time for explanation, but we don't. So we're going to go really
No,
quickly.
I'm black on CHED,
Okay.
the higher education.
NSA, down here. National Security
I'm
Advisor.
black
No.
there also. That's not,
Defense Department?
I'll vote for Gibo Chidoro.
But a year pa eh. So extend
Sure,
muna
but
si
just
Del.
like, keep Del and get Gibo, after a
Okay.
year.
Okay, extend Del. As Edwin was saying. DOST?
Yes. Sorry?
DOST, Science?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know about science.
Why not Mahar? Okay, DOTR, Transportation.
Well, the rumor is it's either Babe Singson or Vince Dison. I'm rooting for Vince because I think Vince Dison, having worked with him, is really an energizer bunny. He can get things done.
Okay, Vince Dison, who's been very visible. Babe Singson? Did you say Babe Singson or Vince
Yeah,
Dison?
I read an article today that they're considering either Babe Singson or Vince.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'm gonna vote for Vince. No?
Okay. We have less than 5 minutes, so we're going to go straight back to Ed Tayaw. Ed, I hope your signal is fine. So where were we? We were in DAR, no? Bilisan na lang natin.
We were in DAR, pero puntahan ko na lang yung mga agencies na meron akong konting alam.
Sige. Go ahead.
In the case of DFA, I heard so much about Professor Dr. Claire Carlos. I don't know whether that's still
On the table.
part of consideration.
Okay.
No? Sa HADC, maganda yung performance ng Pag-ibig eh. I'll mention the Chief Executive Officer, no, Ahmad Modi of Pag-ibig, no. Maganda yung performance ng Pag-ibig, and I'm inclined to think also that some element of business or sustainability should be injected. DOTR focus more on mass transportation.
Okay.
Particularly trains, no? Ang kilala ko lang diyan, hindi pa masyadong kilala, no? Dr. Paul Chua, who's I think deputy for LRT, but he has done extensive studies on mass transport. No?
Okay. All right. What about the others?
yeah.
DND?
DND, I couldn't agree more. No, that former DND Secretary Gibo, no, should
Okay.
lead
So
the guy
Gibo
for the
also. Pareho kayo, Gibo, and then extend muna Del.
That's right. That's right. Oo.
Okay. What about DOH?
Wala, hindi
Wala.
we
Okay.
have no idea as far as DOH is concerned. Yet, I heard that there might be some consideration to extend, no, if that's even possible. But if I'm not mistaken, may term of office kasi ang chair, no? So I'm not sure how Chair Popoy De Vera can be retained or
All right.
or
Okay, last na lang.
extend.
Yung, NSA, meron ka ba for NSA, National Security Advisor?
Wala rin akong idea as far as NSA is concerned.
Okay, DNR? Wala?
No. DOE, no?
Okay.
The guy who has popularized alternative energy in Negros, no? Art Aguilar, a fellow CONCOM member, no? Knows not only energy but also the business of it.
Art Aguilar. All right. Okay. Sige. Now we're going to get final words because we have like 2 minutes before we end the show. Let's begin with Greg Garcia. Sir Greg, final words?
Well, I think the BBM government is off to a good start. The appointments are terrific, and I hope the remaining slots are filled with also people who are not politically affiliated, but more so on sheer credentials to help the country.
All right. Thank you. Ed Tayao?
Well, we've seen how the direction is taking shape so far. I hope that is sustained. I mentioned the names who are not very popularly known. Hinting that it should be more a career perspective, no, as far as key agencies are concerned.
That's right. Edwin Lacerda.
Well, all of them are qualified, but I think the one that will distinguish is the one who will be able to, or separate the wheat of the chaff from the grain, would be the one who knows, who can master logistics, especially when it comes to social services, especially when it comes, because government is the greatest engine for social change, for good or bad. So one who masters logistics will be the one who will perform very well.
Thank you so much to our guests tonight. Joining us via Zoom, Professor Ed Tayao and Greg Garcia. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And to Edwin Lacerda, a regular on the show. Thank you for being here again. We've been told before, don't talk politics at the dinner table or at a family reunion or in Viber groups and risk digital warfare. But we can talk about it here at this table on this show. Your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. I'm Pia Ontiveros. See you back here next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m.